after we had the Star Development training with Kimberly in April, we put together a sales plan for second quarter and third quarter, and that plan was strictly focused in on developing new and incremental business, and we knew after having the training with Kimberly that Star was the method that we wanted to use to generate those dollars. Alternately to the Star plan, we had developed what we call Plan B. And Plan B, honestly, was just a very difficult plan, and it would have been something for the AEs that wouldn't have been so fun. And the collaboration that we have on Star is way better than the Plan B option. And in terms of sticking to the Star plan, I think it just sounded a whole lot better than Plan B.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we can talk about the motivating factor of getting with businesses with a group and coming up with great ideas, and that's the best part for the client, but for us, avoiding Plan B at all costs was definitely a motivator as well.
It was, absolutely. Plan B was not fun.
Any particular reason why Plan B would have been worse? Like, can you talk about the accountability of Plan B? What was involved in that?
Well, the Plan B essentially was just, massive calls, an incredible number of presentations that would have had to been done. I mean, it would have literally, it would have been a 24-hour-a-day job, essentially. But in terms of numbers, you're editing all this out. In terms of numbers, we think it could have worked, but it would have required for them to do 10 presentations a week and, see 50 people a week and these sorts of things. And so it was just one of those. Star is generating the dollars that we were hoping that it would generate. They're still making those other calls, but it's not like you're going to get written up this week if you don't do 50 calls type of thing. But people, I think what's happening and what we're seeing is that we're doing the Star, we're tracking, 2 Star presentations or whatever, or field trips a week, but they're doing that every day. So even though we only write 1 down when they're going out to see their clients, they're still using the Star method, just on a smaller scale.
Yeah.
And Plan B kind of resorts back to every AE for themselves. You're kind of on your own. You're not working with a team, and the team aspect, I think, is the best part of it. It's creates a much more lively and energetic atmosphere between the AEs, and we're all, having a fun time coming up with these ideas and seeing if it works or not. But then, too, it's better for the client because we're coming up with great ideas that I don't think we'd be coming up with if we were just beating the phones all day and hitting the streets trying to sell packages and just trying to hit a certain number. The Star method, I think, is a win-win for all parties.
And I love that you guys tend to be a little bit more accountable with each other. If Blake went on a call with Britta, he'll follow up the next week and say, well, hey, what happened with that customer? Because he was directly involved with helping her make the sale. And so what it's helped the team to do is to be accountable to each other for our sales efforts.
Well, I'll just say, too, as a senior AE, sometimes it's hard for us to ask others to help us, and we feel like I really don't need that much help, but there's such a team environment that I don't mind asking because I'm giving back to the others too, and so we're all a group and when we're seeing the benefits of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And for me, Plan B, whenever I saw it kind of gave me a little bit of anxiety. Starting new, I was kind of going, okay, what am I going to do with my time between 8 and 5:30 by myself? Who am I going to see? What am I going to ask them? So again, just going out as a team and having somebody there with me and helping push me to get in front of that client and ask those questions. And it's been a blessing in disguise for starting out new and just going right into Star. So I'm so thankful for it.
Britta had one of the neatest experiences, though, on a Star appointment that I have to share, is that she dialed the wrong number and got somebody and ended up setting up a Star appointment, and they've bought.
The last digit on the phone number, I hit the wrong one. And so then when they answered and I found out that it wasn't the person I called, and I just said, well, do you need any advertising? And they said, actually, we do. And it ended up being a great sale.
I do have one last thought or an element I think of this that's been important is the calendar. and which we developed a star calendar. We've shared it with the entire team, so anybody can get onto that star calendar at any time and see what times are available. So our sales assistant, anytime they book a field trip, they send an email to Taylor, you know, the customer, the time and location, and then she puts it on the calendars and develops a team. So we're not sending out huge teams, but 3 or 4 people to each one, and what Taylor does is she checks to see who's available at that time, and she sends out a meeting invitation to them, and that's how we pull the teams together. So it's not a set team every time. You may be working with different people for each client, but that way it's flexible for everybody's calendar, and that she can see who's available, you know, for that particular time of the day, and putting the teams together. And then again, seeing what times are wide open. I have a better chance of getting a good team if I put my appointment here versus at a time where we have 3 other appointments scheduled. So having that calendar available to everyone, I think, has been great too. And then it lets management know at a glance, you know, I can just pull up that star calendar and see, is it full or are we wide open? And what kind of focus do we need to have week to week in terms of scheduling appointments or scheduling presentations?
All right. Thank you guys.